the car, and the phone. When my sister cracked her phone, my parents bought her a brand new iPhone the same day. When my car broke down, Dad said, "You're an adult. Deal with it." So I did. 4 months later, I drove up in a luxury SUV they couldn't afford. My sister asked, "Can you drive me to work?" I smiled and said, "Deal with it yourself." "Don't twist it, Noah!" Dad's voice cracked through the dining room, louder than the rain tapping against the window. His face was red, a mix of whiskey and rage. "You've always been jealous of your sister, always trying to make her look bad." My hand froze mid-air, fork halfway between my plate and my mouth. The chicken on my plate was cold, untouched. Harper sat across from me, scrolling her new iPhone, that fake sweet smile tugging at her lips. "Jealous?" I said quietly. "You bought her a new phone the same day she broke the last one. When my car broke down, you told me to walk." Dad leaned back, his mouth twisting. "Because you're an adult. Deal with your own mess for once." Mom, sitting beside him, sighed dramatically. "We do so much for you, and you still make us the villains." Harper laughed, that soft, spoiled laugh. "You should have saved up, Noah. Isn't that what responsible adults do?" The humiliation burned, but I didn't show it. I just smiled faintly, placed my glass down, and said, "You know what, Dad? One day, you're going to regret saying that." They all froze. For once, they had no comeback, and that silence was louder than all their shouting. My name's Noah Clark, 26 years old, the quiet one, the fixer, the background blur in every family photo. I wasn't angry, not anymore. Just tired. Tired of being the person they only remembered when something broke. Growing up, Dad used to say, "If Harper gets hurt, you protect her. You're her shield." He never said who'd protect me. When I got my first job, I bought Mom a new vacuum because hers broke. She didn't say thank you. She said, "You should have saved that money. Harper needs new shoes." Every favor I did for them became a debt I somehow owed. Every success I had became a competition I wasn't supposed to win, so I learned to go quiet, because sometimes silence is the only safe place left. But tonight I was done being safe. The family picture. Dad, Russell Clark, 58, a man who still wears his old coaching jacket like he's someone's hero. Mom, Evelyn, sweet voice, bitter heart, always crying, always defending him. And Harper, 24. My sister, my parents' son. When we were kids, she'd break something and I'd get punished. When she lied, I got blamed for provoking her. Even now, she could do no wrong. She sat at the dinner table like she was royalty, manicured nails, fake laughter, smug in her certainty that she'd always win. "Let's toast," Harper said, raising her glass. "To being the favorite child." Mom giggled. Dad smiled proudly. I lifted my glass too, not to toast her, but to mask my trembling hands, because every word they spoke was a reminder of how small they made me feel. Dad slammed his glass down. "Let's talk about the money." Here it was again, the so-called family loan. The one I didn't owe. "You still owe us for college," he said. I stared at him. "You mean the one I paid off myself while working double shifts at the garage?" Harper smirked. "Sure, Noah. You've always got a story, don't you?" Dad leaned forward. "You think you're smarter than everyone here. That's your problem." I bit back the words burning on my tongue, because I'd heard them all before, every line designed to keep me small. "You know," I said, calm as glass, "it's funny how I'm always the one paying, but somehow I'm always the one who owes." That stopped them. Even Harper's smile faltered. "Watch your tone," Dad said. "This is my house." I nodded slowly. "You're right, but maybe it won't be for long." Dad's voice grew rough. "You're lucky we didn't throw you out when you dropped out for a year." Harper jumped in. "You mean when he found himself? Please, he was just lazy." I turned to her. "You mean that year when I worked nights to pay off the debt you caused when you used my credit card?" She froze. Mom looked confused. "What card?" I laughed softly. "The one she used to buy her prom dress, then said she'd pay me back." Never did. Harper's voice cracked. It was just a dress. Yeah, I said, but I'm the one who got calls from collectors for months. The room went dead silent. Mom looked away. Dad shook his head. You never let things go. I smiled, bitter and tired. That's the thing, Dad. I did. You just keep giving me new things to let go of. I still remember that winter night at 19. My old car broke down on a deserted road. It was snowing, hard. My hands were numb. My phone had 3% battery. I called home. Harper picked up. Hey, I said, shivering. Can you ask Dad to come get me? My car died, she laughed. What, you think we're AEA now? Figure it out, genius. The line went dead. I pushed that car 3 miles in the dark. A stranger helped. He gave me coffee and called a tow truck. When I got home, Dad was watching TV. You made your bed, he said. Now lie in it. No, are you okay? No. Did you make it home safe? Just that same cold wall I'd been raised against. That night, something in me broke quietly, but tonight, it was stitching itself back together. I stood up, took my coat, and walked outside. Mom followed, confused. Where are you going, Noah? Just to get something, I said. Headlights cut across the driveway. There it was, a sleek black SUV, spotless under the rain. Dad came out frowning. Whose car is that? Mine, I said simply. Paid in full. Not borrowed, not begged, not taken from anyone else. Harper came out, her arms folded. Wow, look who finally made money. Can you drive me to work tomorrow? I turned to her, eyes steady. No, you told me once to deal with it myself. So now you do. Her face fell. Dad muttered something about disrespect, but I didn't hear him. For the first time, their words didn't reach me. The next morning, I came downstairs with packed bags. Mom tried to stop me. You're overreacting, Noah. Families fight. I looked at her, the same woman who watched me be humiliated for years and said nothing. Yeah, I said softly. But in this family, only one person bleeds. Dad barked. You think you're better than us now? I turned to him. No, I just think I deserve better than this. Harper muttered, You'll be back when you need something. I zipped my bag. You're right. I needed peace. That's why I'm leaving. They stared as I walked out. No shouting, no goodbye, just the sound of the front door finally closing behind me. My new apartment was small, peeling walls, creaky floors, but it was mine. No yelling, no guilt. Just silence that actually felt kind. I'd sit by the window at night, remembering every time they'd laughed at me, every time they'd used my kindness as currency. But I didn't hate them. I pitied them, because they'd never know what peace feels like when you stop begging for love. One night, Harper texted, You really cut us off? I replied, No, you did. I just stopped pretending not to notice. She never replied. Months later, I ran into them at a cafe. Dad looked older, smaller. Mom's eyes were tired. Harper's phone screen was cracked again. They didn't expect me to look calm. Mom said quietly, You look happy. I am, I said. She hesitated. Do you hate us? I thought for a moment. No. I just stopped hating myself for needing your approval. Harper tried to smile, but it broke halfway. I didn't mean to hurt you, she said. I know, I replied. You just didn't care enough not to. When I left, I didn't feel anger. I felt weightless, like stepping out of a cage you didn't realize was locked. I used to think revenge meant breaking what broke me. Now I know. Sometimes revenge means walking away whole. If you were in my place, would you forgive or finally let go? Because here's the truth. Family isn't blood. It's who stands beside you when your car breaks down, not who laughs when it does. If Noah's story hit home, like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, would you forgive them or would you walk away too? Your voice matters here because sometimes silence is how we finally learn to speak.